What up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to give you a few tips on how you can stay mentally fit during this time. I tell my clients this all the time, that without balance up here, you're never going to see the physical effects of what exercise is doing to your body, whether it's there or not. If you're not mentally fit and you've got a rockin' body, you're never gonna even see it. So you'll always have an idea of what your flaws look like, right? But if you're mentally sharp and you're there and you're present with what you're learning, right? Every single day you're present with that trial and error process of life, you're always gonna be okay with how you look physically, because you're okay up there, right? And you're gonna understand that you don't need to be a certain size to feel a certain way. You're gonna understand that comparison is bullshit. And you're gonna understand that what's most important is healthy, strong, capable body, right? So let's get into those tips. Now, these are just some tips you can incorporate into your lifestyle and your routine immediately. I will elaborate and go a little bit deeper on this topic in my next video. Tip number 1, really monitor how you wake up in the morning, right? We all talk about our morning routines and what we're doing, and we're ice rolling our face and all of that important stuff, right? Yeah, it is important, but what I think is most important is the first about 5 minutes, maybe even 3 minutes of your morning. And I think about it like this, and I'm gonna just give you this analogy. It may sound a little crazy. You know how they say that when a baby is born, that first energy coming out of the womb is just really important, right? What energy are they taking in that first breath? I kind of think about waking up like that, right? The moment I open my eyes and I decide to wake up, what energy am I taking on? And it could be someone else's energy, right? It could be your significant others, your roommates, your mom or dad, the person walking down the sidewalk that's pissed, or whatever it is, right? So the moment you wake up, I need you to just sit there with yourself and be like, okay, big breath, this is my energy. Take a breath. I want you to think about 3 things that you're grateful for. And some days I'm like, God, I don't know, I've been saying the same 3 things all week, right? But it's okay, right? I'm thankful for my body because I can step out of this bed and walk to the bathroom. I'm thankful that I have food in my fridge. I can walk downstairs and make breakfast, right? Or it could be something else. It could be I'm thankful for my best friend who was really there for me last week during that tough time, or I was there for her, right? I'm thankful for friendship. It could be anything. Think 3 things. You don't have to go too deep into it. Remember, this is 3 minutes of your time. Get excited. You can hype yourself up, right? You wake up and you're like, all right, what am I stoked for today? It might not be everything you're doing that day, right? But you can be like, I'm really excited for that workout, or I'm really excited because The Bachelorette is back on TV, right? Get excited so that you have some little pockets of joy to look forward to, especially in this time, but even when we go back to normal. So the first about 3 minutes of your day is really important. And I will even look over at my boyfriend knowing he's about to be like, oh, we have to wake up. And I'll just be like, don't wake up with that energy, please. Or if you are going to wake up with that energy, I need you to just keep it to yourself, because you're in control of your mood. The moment you step on the floor, out of bed, you are in control. Tip 2 is take mental notes on the previous day so that you can pivot based off of the way that yesterday made you feel. For example, especially now, some days we have really, really good days, right? And some days, for me, I'll be honest, I've got out of bed and I've had all these things to do and I've been like excited about them, and then I'm like, nope, it's not happening today, and that's okay. So I'll make a mental note and I'll keep it back there somewhere, and I'll be like, okay, I probably shouldn't have turned on the TV after my 3 minutes of gratitude, right? That was probably really stupid of me. But it's okay, trial and error. So I learn from that and I go back into those notes that I made about the previous day, and I make sure to progress my day rather than regress and do those same things. That's mental fitness. It's learning that something didn't work and not redoing that same thing, right? That didn't make you feel good. That's mental fitness. This is a muscle that we have to strengthen more so during this time. It's like food too, right? I know that that didn't make me feel good when I ate it, so I'm not going to eat it again. I know that that thought kind of put me down in a hole, so when that thought's about to come up, I'm about to smack that shit out of my face. Okay? So take some mental notes. Whether you think you're taking them or not, you are. So I would like to help you take them positively rather than let all of the negative stuff store. Let the positive stuff store. Or just be like, hey, wow, I'm going to learn from that, and tomorrow I'm not going to repeat that same mistake. So tip number 2, mental notes. We got to strengthen what we got up there, and we have to use those notes to our advantage rather than to kind of get us stuck somewhere in this negative space, right? So it's really figuring out how to use those mental notes and pull them out when needed. My final tip number 3, is not reacting to a trigger, right? This is where we have to really dive deep into ourselves and, number 1, understand our triggers, which I think a lot of us are learning, and they're kind of coming up during this time. We're like, shit, I didn't even know that was a trigger, but it's a trigger. So knowing your triggers, right? And then when they start to come up, you're not reacting to them. You're not letting them change your energy, change your mood, change the routine that you had planned for a successful day, right? So it's being aware of your triggers and it's not reacting. It's taking 5 minutes after that feeling comes up, maybe to just sit down, say you're pissed, and be like, gosh, I'm pissed. Like, I'm pissed. But I'm going to sit my ass in timeout. I'm going to sit my ass in adult timeout. And I'm just going to be like, all right, I probably shouldn't react. Okay, I'm going to take a breath. You talk yourself through it. Maybe you ask for a little support from your higher self. You're like, hey, what would you do? Right? These things that may seem silly, these silly things are not. They are really important. So be aware of those triggers and try not to react. Even if you start to react a little bit, again, you have control to pull it back, right? I was recording couple fitness videos in my living room the other day. I like showered, put my makeup on, got all cute, and I couldn't get it. I don't know what it was inside of me, but I was just not feeling it. I was almost angry, like throw the freaking computer angry. I actually did throw something. I threw the cord. I forget what it's called right now. And I was like, why are you reacting? I caught myself and I'm like, do not let this piss you off and ruin your day. You still have 8 hours left in this day, and you still have tomorrow and the next day. So if what you're doing right now is about to make you fly off the rails, just stop. and don't do it. And if you have that choice, that's what I would recommend. So I kind of was like, you know what, this just isn't working today. I'm not going to film these videos. I can't fake it, right? But I could have just got really pissed and down on myself. So my advice to you is feel the trigger coming up. Take a second. I suggest 5 minutes to meditate or to breathe or to pray or to go for a walk and just be like, wow, I'm really strengthening that muscle by not reacting. Because that's really the point of all of this, is trial and error. Let's see if this works, right? And every time you try, whether you succeed or you fail, you're strengthening those muscles, right? Every time I'm doing push-ups, I got to drop to my knees, but then like the next day, hopefully I get a couple more push-ups not on my knees. It's the same thing when it comes to your mentality around work or love, or your family relationships or whatever it is. It's like, okay, I'm going to try to have this conversation again. And if my significant other isn't understanding, I'm going to do my best not to react, and I'm going to try again the next day or the next day. And this is a whole nother YouTube topic, but if that obviously doesn't get better, you got to get out the door. But it's strengthening the muscle of communication. It's strengthening the muscle of communication from your brain to your body. And it's really important. So like I said, I will go deeper into this topic. Please subscribe and comment and let me know what you think. I hope you guys are doing well. Always feel free to reach out to me if you need to talk, if you have any questions, if you need a workout or need any advice. Let me know. My Instagram handle is right here, lexi.marie.rodriguez, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Peace out.